Okay, so let's start for the today's topic here. Okay, so today we are going to be uh, cover the few SAP landscapes here. Okay, anyone aware about that? What is the landscape into the SAP? What are the different landscapes? Manoj, maybe Amir, you know?
Yeah, we have three. Landscape like development landscape.
Hmm.
Uh, Production
Hmm.
and quality.
Production quality and
Development.
development. So, can you add more on that? What is that? That is the perfect answer. Okay, what you mentioned. So, what are the different landscape into the SAP? Okay, so there are the three different landscape. First one is your development server. Second one is your QAS. Okay, quality assurance, or it is also called as a pre-production server. And finally, one is your production server. Correct. So, what is the meaning of that? Development, quality, or production server? Ajay, Manoj, sorry.
Development server,
Hmm.
we actually develop all the configuration related to the business.
Hmm.
And in quality, we're going to test all the. They carry out the unit testing there,
Hmm.
or unit integration testing.
Hmm.
Apart from that, in production server, it is like go live.
Hmm.
It is up to the users level. There will be no activity for consultant. All the transaction related business will be happen in
Hmm. It
production
is a
server.
production server, correct? So it is one kind of the end user screen, okay, which is we are currently using, correct?
Yeah.
So that is your production server, okay. So in a real time, as mentioned by the model, okay, so there are the three different landscape of the SAP here, okay. First one is your development server, okay. Second one is your quality assurance or quality server. It is also known as a pre-production server, and finally one is your production server. So what is the meaning of that? So development server is nothing but, so as you know, so SAP has given the some standard SAP based practice there, correct? So as per the business requirement, we are going to be modify the SAP there, correct? So we are going to be customize the SAP, okay, as per the business requirement, correct? So what are the changes that we are going to be doing into the standard SAP? So that we are going to be doing the changes into the development server there, okay. So as per the business requirements, so whatever they required, so customization, configurations to modifications into the SAP server, so that we are going to be cover under this development server here, okay. So then next, as mentioned by the Mano, second next one is your quality assurance server. Okay, so where we are going to be doing the testing here. Okay, so not only kind of the testing. So most of the times, the integration testing here we are going to do into the quality server. Okay, because there are the different modules. Which is we already mentioned into the first session, correct? So what are the modules? Different modules are there into the SAP, and what is the integration part? What is the meaning of the integration? Means what? Anyone? Already in the first session, I already explained the integration means what.
Integration of it's a testing of cross application.
Hmm.
MMSD, MMFI,
Hmm.
MMPP.
Correct. MMPP, MMSD, MMPP. Okay. So two different models we are going to be integrate with each other. Correct. So that is called as a integration part of the two different one two different models here. Okay. So that kind of the integration testing will be done into that. Uh, Quality assurance server or quality server there, okay. And then finally it is your production server, so it is one kind of the go live, so where we can give the access to your end users, so where they can use that whatever the changes we have done into the standard SAP, okay. So we can give the access to them, you can use that, test it, okay, so they can run that transactions and daily activities like a procurement, then invoice posting, whatever the daily activities, okay, so which is required to run any business, so they are going to be run into that production server here, okay. One by one we can just try to understand more about that here. Okay, so first one is your as a development server, so it is also called as a sandbox or a design server here. Okay, which is your master copy. So as I mentioned here, SAP has given you the all the standard SAP best practices there. Correct. Correct. Sometimes what happens, we will propose definitely what are the standards one to our customers or clients. Okay, but sometimes they not reach their requirements, so we need to be customized or we need to be design or a restructure of that standard SAP, okay, as per the business requirement there. Okay, so here we can create or customizing the client's replica here. Okay, so by copying the standard one, we are going to be creating the customized. So here, so all kind of the testing like a development testing, UT. Okay, so unit testing. Okay, what is the unit testing? So unit testing is nothing but so the changes whichever you are going to be doing into your a module level. Okay, means if you are working into the side, so what are the testings you are doing or what are the changes you're doing only for the that you're going to be testing under the development here only. Okay, that is called as a unit testing. Okay, so like different modules are there, correct? So like SDPP, QM. Okay, so whatever the testing like means whatever the changes they are going to do into their uh, specific module. Okay, so they are going to be tested under the development server only there. Okay, like that is called as a unit testing. Okay, so whatever the configurations we are going to do, so like just take an example, if we are creating the material master there. Okay, so if we have customized the new material type, so what we are going to do, we are going to be test that material type into that our same development server there. Okay, so that is called as a unit testing. Okay, not required to go for the quality server and test it into that here. Okay, so directly we can just test it. So in our system, okay, so we can just log in into the SAP, so that time you can understand better here. Okay, so there are the different clients into the SAP. Okay, so let me try to explore you on that SAP server here. Okay, as we can. Okay, so I can just log in. My screen is visible.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, as we have entered here into the SAP system, right? So if you can see, there are the different servers available here. Okay. So as this is our practice server, so we are doing all the testing. Then what are the all the development or go live into the single system here. Okay. But in real time, it will be never happen. So for each and every kind of the activity like development, you can do it into the sandbox. Then for the quality assurance, you have the different server. Then again for the final or a production server, you have the different kind of this clients there. Okay, so as we have seen, if you can just click on the server, correct, so here you will be get the client number. Okay, so 800 is our client, so under that clients we are working here. Okay, so in the real time how it works, if you're the working into the development server, definitely the client number is 800. Again, if you can go for the quality one, the client number is a 4000. Okay, and again if you can go for the production server like go live, so definitely the client is your different. Okay, so under the different clients we are working. Okay, so what we are going to do, there are the three different systems. Okay, so first one is your as you know for the development, so the changes that we are going to do on that same. Okay, so again what are the changes we have done into that development server, it is going to be transferred by using the transport request from one landscape to the another there. Okay, so as we have seen, there are the three different landscape, correct? First one is your development. Okay, so from this development to the quality, that data is going to be moved, okay, by using the transport request. Same thing after the quality testing or UIT. Okay, so that data is again going for the production server. Okay, so this data is going to be transferred. So this is the role of our basis team. Okay, so there is no role of the consultant there to transfer the data from one landscape to the another one there. Okay, so that is totally done by your basis team. Okay, so that also we can just see later here. Okay, so after the development, what are the changes we have done? So and integration testing as mentioned by the Manoj here. Okay, so integration testing, it is nothing about your testing of your uh, integration of a two multiple modules. Okay, so as we have seen, the integration part means like, so if we are going to do some configurations for the two different modules, okay, so MMSD, which is called as a stock transfer order, correct, which is the topic related to the SAP MM. So that is also most important here. Okay, that is the integration of the two different module like MM and SD. Then again we have the MRP run, which is the part of the which is the combination of your two different like MM and production planning. Okay, and then third one is your MMFI integration. Okay, which is called as a automatic account determination. So that kind of the integration, it is going to be testing under the quality assurance server here. Okay, here you can see picture which is properly maintained here. Okay, so there are the different modules like a PP, MM, SD, HR, and PM. Okay, so here all the kind of the different teams. Okay, like MM side team, they are going to work for their work. Again, SD, PP, and QM. Okay, so they are going to work for their customization and configurations in a backend. Okay, so like their integration also they are going to be work. So what they are going to do under the quality server, whatever the changes they have done, so they are going to be integrate each other, and they are going to be testing here. Okay, means it is working properly or not. So all the consultants are gathered together, and they are going to be doing the testing of this all the different uh, modules, whatever the configuration they have done here. Okay, so it is mostly in the quality assurance server. So integration kind of the testings will be happening here. Okay, and UT is mostly done under your development server on your here. Okay, then third one is your production server. So as I mentioned here, it is the real time scenario here. Okay, production server, so where you can just perform all the activities whatever the daily basis we are going to be run. Okay, like a procure, produce, improve, convert, store, sale, profit and loss here. Okay, means the system which is currently we are using, it is a one kind of your production server. Okay, so where we are going to be work daily procurement activities, correct, creation of part of your purchase requisition, creation part of your purchase order, correct, whatever all kind of the activities we are running here. Okay, so here you can see there is a system, client, user. Okay, like this system we are getting as a production server. Okay, so as already I explained you, so we are doing all these three kind of the activities into the single server. Okay, because we don't have the different clients here, different server for the okay, if you want to work on to that real time scenario, definitely we require the multiple teams there. Okay, like MMSDPPQM. Okay, and again we require the basis team who is the responsible to transfer all this data from the one landscape to the another one here. Okay, so you can see into the last view here. Okay, so whatever the information or whatever the changes that we are going to do into the production development server, so that all the data is going for this quality assurance server, correct. So it is going to be transferred with respect to your transport request number here. Okay, from development to the quality, it is moving forward with the help of your basis team there. Okay, so which is again called as a technical team. Okay, so that they can just take the reference of our transport request number here. Okay, so in upcoming future sessions you will be get what is this transport request, change request there. Okay, right now just keep in your mind, so all the data which is we are going to be doing the some changes. Okay, so that is going to be stored in a backend. So it is called as a transport request there. Okay, so whatever the changes like into the standard SAP that we are going to be customizing there, correct, so that is going to be stored under your specific transport request number there. Okay, as I think most of Amir and Manoj are aware about that transport request number here. Okay, but yeah, in real time how it works, so that I can show you at the time of the configuration part here. Okay, so this kind of all the information is going to be transferred from one landscape to the another by using your basis team there. Okay, so after again testing and the quality assurance server, again that same transport request number is going to be next step for your production server there. Okay, which is called as your end user screen. So after that, that is called as a go live. Okay, so again from quality to production, it is the same transport request is next forward for the final and the go live there. Okay, so this is how the three different landscapes are available into the SAP there. Okay, and then again, SAP architecture. So anyone aware about that? What is the SAP architecture here? These are the landscape, correct? Whatever I have shown you. Then next one is your architecture of the SAP. There is a three architecture or three tier architecture of the SAP. Anyone of you aware about that? Manoj or Amir? How it works, architecture of the SAP. So whatever the screen that is your we are going to be display, correct? That is called as a presentation screen, correct? So if you can go.
Yeah, we have presentation layer,
Hmm,
application, and
hmm, hmm.
database. Right?
Database layer.
Database, correct. First, there are the three tiers of the architecture of the SAP, correct? First
Yeah.
one is your presentation layer. Second one is your application, and third one is your database, correct? So, what is
Yes.
the meaning of the presentation layer then? Whatever the screen that is visible to us, correct? As an end user, this is about your presentation, correct? So, what
Okay.
happened? Whatever the data into the application server is there, correct? So application server is nothing but your clients or something there, correct? So application server, it is a brain of your SAP, okay? It is taking the information from your database. So he can refers the information from the database, and he is going to be present into your presentation layer, okay? There are the three different architectures of the SAP. First one is your as a presentation. Second one is your application server, and third one is your database there. Okay, so whatever the kind of the data is, okay, so I can just give the pictorial view here. Okay, so from the landscape here. Okay, so here you can see SAP system has a three tier architecture. Okay, so as I mentioned here, presentation there, correct? SAP GUI, whatever currently we are using, which is this is our presentation screen. Okay, so it is going to be showing you all the presenting data from the backend, correct? Application server, in between it's working, and finally one is your database. Okay, here I'll clearly mention all the things clearly. Okay, so image given below the three architecture of the SAP system. Presentation layer, it is the topmost one into the this. It contains the device, application, and controls of the your system here. Okay, which includes your mobile devices or end user system of the GUI or web browser based client. Okay, then we can go for the presentation layer. Presentation layer is communicate with your application server to perform all the processing, and which is known as the brain of your SAP system there. Okay, next one is your application server, which is consist of your multiple instance and communicate with your database layer for the three tier of that architecture here. Okay, and finally one is your bottom layer is called as a database layer. Here it is responsible to store all the kind of the data here. Okay, which is kept on the separate server performance and all the security purpose. So this is the three tier architecture of the SAP here. Okay, and already I explained you more about this SAP landscape here. Okay, development, quality, and production services. This is nothing about the more the three different landscape and the architecture of the SAP there. Okay, so these are the some technical terms which is be required here. Okay, most of times they will ask you some interview question on this part only here. Okay, so what are the three different landscape? Then in which landscape we are doing the with what kind of the activity? Okay, then what are the three tier architecture of the SAP? What is the presentation layer? Then uh, and database and application server here. Okay, so you clear about this? What are these all things? And for the transport request, definitely at the time of the configurations, you will be get the more clear view for that. Okay, don't worry about that. Any questions on this landscape on the SAP?
No, sir.
Okay, what about others? Ranchita, you're getting what I'm trying to explain? Ranchita, Supreet.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, Mayur.
Okay. Okay. And what about Sumridhi has not joined today? Any updates?
Yeah, they are not joining today. They are traveling, I think. So they are not joining.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so that's it for the today. So not too much drag on the part of this SAP landscape here. Okay, so that for your basic understanding, I just explain you more about this landscape of the SAP here. Okay, just whatever the interview kind of the perspective I have mentioned here, more information about this. So from the Monday onwards, we can start with the basic enterprise structure into the SAP. Okay, so already we have covered our basic P2P cycle, correct? Into the uh, before these sessions, correct? So where we required all the kind of the infrastructure like a company code, plant. Okay, so according to this our requirement, so how we are going to be design all these SAP. Okay, so we have some business blueprint document. Okay, so one by one, I can explain you all these things. Okay, into the upcoming sessions, how we are going to be customizing the SAP as per our requirement, as per the client's our business requirement there. Okay, so multiple documentations are there. So according to on that basis, we are doing all these changes into the system and all. Okay, in a real time. So in real time, how it works. So according to the client's requirement, SAP consultants are different teams are there. Okay, FI team is there, MMSD. Okay, multiple teams are there. They are going to be cope up with the requirement and they are going to be work together for the client's requirement there. Okay, so how it works, how it looks, that all things we can covered into the next session there. Okay, so that's it for the today. If you have any questions, any doubts on this today's topic, please ask me here. Okay, you all are clear about this, correct?